Right, we're back to Julian Assange, WikiLeaks co-founder, arrested in London. BBC News. Aye. BBC as crooked as this pigging face that's speaking to us. Alright. The Bent Broadcasting Corporation. Lover of children. Julian Assange, if you want to check out the real Julian Assange, just go to richplanet.co.uk. Just go to Rich Planet. And he sums it up, does Richard Hall, very well. Who exactly Julian Assange is. Aside from the fact that Julian Assange, it must be remembered, and in the light of Mr. Robinson and the gentleman who tried to get into the United States and was banned on a technicality, we have to face this. These two persons are attacked left, right and centre. Accounts have been taken down so that they are unable, so the media tries, unable to speak, to give out the truth. Why, with Julian Assange, has that not taken place? Why has the establishment not risen up and attacked Julian Assange? That speaks for itself. Because he's part of the establishment. They put on a performance, the establishment, just enough to convince people that Julian Assange, right, is on our side. That's all they do. It's a game that the government plays and the media plays along with it because the media makes money out of it and is friends with the government and governments of this world. It's all about money, money, money. The media will tell you that. They don't give a damn what they push out. They know it's fake. They know it's lies. They all know. But it's a business. It's what they're into. It's money making. So the truth. It's all about money. The media is a business. Let us not forget that. The newspapers are the same. They're in it for business purposes. They always have been from the very, very beginning. With Pulitzer and Hearst going at it to try and get their circulation boosted, who's going to be the top dog. And they lied over stories. They made up stories. And the greatest story, of course, was the 1897 Havana Harbour, Havana Harbour in Cuba, of the blowing up of the USS Maine. Hearst won the publication war in that, over against Pulitzer. And you know their lies that they told, that the Spanish had blown up that ship caused war. Caused war between America and Spain. Lasted approximately 3 months. America came out on top. But that war began because of the lies of the media, and other wars have been caused by the lying media. Spreading lies, telling lies. People would be amazed how many wars that the media has caused. Now then, Julian Assange. Take it away, Samantha. Can you twitch your nose, Samantha?
British police have arrested the founder of the WikiLeaks website, Julian Assange, and removed him from the Ecuadorian embassy in London. The Metropolitan Police say they were invited into the embassy after its government withdrew his asylum status. He's now thought to be en route to a central London police station. He's lived at the embassy since 2012. Well, with me now is our diplomatic correspondent, James Landell. James, welcome to you. You broke this news. What do we know?
Well, what we know is that this is the product of a long negotiation between the British government and the Ecuadorian authorities. They have, under the current political leadership in Ecuador, they have become increasingly frustrated by the situation, Mr. Assange being kept in their embassy in London for so long. They've been looking for a way of resolving the situation. So what happened is that the Ecuadorians agreed that they felt that Mr. Assange had breached his asylum conditions. There are lots. If you claim asylum, there are lots of rules what you can and cannot do. You cannot, for example, engage in political activity and things like that. So they formally withdrew his asylum. Then they invited the British police onto Ecuadorian soil, namely their embassy, which allowed the British police to arrest Mr. Assange for breaching bail. This is officially known as failing to surrender to the court. This dates back to the original allegations when there were extradition hearings. The United States wanted Mr.
No, just to finish off. Look at his eyes. The eyes are the windows of the soul. I would have to agree with Richard D. Hall, who did a brilliant piece on this fella, that this man here has the spirit of the devil with him. There is an eeriness, a darkness. I've come across people like this before, and they make your hair stand on end. And you look into their eyes, and it's like looking into a bottomless pit. Scary. But their very presence is extremely disturbing. Extremely disturbing. Now, people have been misguided, drawn into by the setup of the establishment into believing that this man here is on our side. WikiLeaks. Isn't that very much like the advertisers, the salesmen of business and government? The term WikiLeaks. Lastly, would somebody please tell me if they can find anything from WikiLeaks that is already not known or presumed? What fantastic evidence has this man revealed? Nothing. Absolutely nothing whatsoever. He's a distraction. That's all he is. Whilst people are focusing upon him, the government's doing something else. Because the people are not focusing on what the government's begging doing. Can't do two things at once. And this draws us back about doing two things at once. The government very well knows that we cannot, presumably, well, the general populace cannot, handle more than one thing at a time. Now then, it comes to this. Sell-by dates. What do we mean by sell-by dates? Well, we have sell-by dates on products. Okay, so that when they reach a certain date, they have to be disposed of. The same with these people. Now we have, over the years, groups, well, people and groups that have come to their sell-by date and they've been disposed of, and another people or group has come into being. For instance, everybody remembers the campaign for nuclear disarmament. Everybody remembers that. That's a recent date. Okay? All the marches, all the rhetoric, all the fear, CND was there promoting it all. Oh, we're going to blow ourselves up. Oh, nuclear disarmament. We want nuclear disarmament. 4-minute warnings. Oh, going to be nukes. Get under the stairs and all this business going on and on and on and on. And you know, whilst that was going on, there was another cause that was being sown by government. It all comes from government. Which was global warming. The seed was being sown. Why didn't global warming come to fruition in the times of CND? Because you can't have two threats at the same time, according to government. The Cold War was coming to an end. CND was on the rise. To replace the Cold War terror. Now that was a mixture, the Cold War was a mixture of real and fake terror. That was a mixture. British government was pushing and American government was pushing by the Democrats to ramp up the fear. Of course Russia, well, Soviet Union as it was then, was invading countries. Anyhow, that's another story. But the thing about this is, alright, CND had its day. It had its day. What automatically replaced CND? Global warming. Alright? Tell me where CND is now. We've still got the nukes. We can still blast ourselves into Kingdom Come within 4 minutes. Why isn't CND now predominant? Why is global warming? Oh, we're going to get finished off by global warming now. What's it going to be tomorrow? Asteroids! Asteroids! Ain't it? Because the environmental issue will die down. It'll fade into the background like CND. And nobody will ever turn around and say, hang on, has the climate gone better then? Now it's the same with men. Down the time we've had men that have been put in place by governments, specifically the British government, to play roles. Alright? I mean, we've got Alex Jones in America playing the role for the Democrats. Okay. We have in this country, by the way, Michael Moore, Fahrenheit 11, working for the American government. That's another one. If you look into what they're saying and who they are, you can see that they're working for some members of the Democratic government. That is the Democratic side of government in America. Osama bin Laden came to what? And Al-Qaeda. Bin Laden and Al-Qaeda. Sell by date. Had to be done away with. You don't see him being disposed of, do you? No. There'll be a great song and dance by the media. Where is he? We want his footage, and the American government would say, here it is, here it is. Here's the man. He's made to go away. It's a fantastic story. The Bin Laden story. A poetic license isn't even in it. The actual people, but the story behind them, created and then made to disappear. And notice, as he disappears, what comes up? Isis, the ancient mother goddess of Egypt. ISIS. As the terrorist movement to take place of Al-Qaeda and Bin Laden. Seamlessly enters the scene, the stage, to take over, where Bin Laden and Al-Qaeda stopped. And then she is being altered to IS, IL and all this business. Alright? And we know that all the so-called terrorist acts that she committed were fake. Complete, utter fake. And here we have this fella. Fake. He's not told anybody, again, anything that we didn't know. And that we didn't presume to know. Some of the stuff that he said cannot be proven. But because he is being promoted as a whistleblower, he is therefore, we are influenced to believe, he must be telling the truth against government. Alex Jones in America puts on entertainment, theatre. It's pure theatre. I caught the bugger out over fake news. How he stood with government over fake news. And in fact, with the New York bombing, he employed an actress to say that there was a New York bombing, a bomb placed in a dumpster, had taken place, and it had not taken place. The evidence showed it had not taken place. Apparently, a bomb was put in, so the story is, into a dumpster and condensed, flattened the dumpster. Now that in itself says lie. Because if you put a bomb in a dumpster, in one of these great big commercial bins, It's going to blow the sides out, the top off. The whole lot is going to come screaming across wherever it's positioned. It's not going to flatten it. That's for starters. He's caught out in that and in other things. You never get from this fella the exposing of fake news by governments and the media. Never. Because he's in support of them. Michael Moore's the same. What the government does with these boys here, it's a barrier. Okay? It's like a sea wall. The peoples of this world used to be classed metaphorically as sea. The seas. Strange enough. The roaring seas. When we enter metaphor, we also see a barrier. A sea wall, a barrier. And these buggers are the sea walls, the barriers. These take the brunt. Divert the power away from the people. Because the people believe that these are answering for them against the government. This is how it's set up. So the government doesn't get the flack. They only get so much flack through other means, i.e.